Okay, folks, good evening. I have really enjoyed gathering some pictures and crafting a bit of a story to tell. This one's got nothing to do at all with what I'm going to talk about. I genuinely couldn't find anywhere else to put it, so I thought I'd put it at the start. I'm going to talk about business, and I'm going to talk about the sort of breadth of business and the different ways in which business and social innovation cross over. This one, for me, kind of encapsulated the whole idea of great minds don't think alike. Because you've got two chaps here saying completely different things, and of course neither of them are wrong. And I think there's quite a lot in that, or maybe that's just how I live my life, I'm not sure. My own perspective is deeply inspired, it turns out, by something I studied at degree level, which included bits of immunology. And this talk nearly turned into an immunology talk, but I reined myself in. The reason being that immunology, it's going on inside us all the time, and it's deeply intelligent, and there's stuff going on, and explosions, and pathogens, and defense mechanisms. And the effect of this influence is that I can't really go anywhere most of the time without seeing things through the lens of immunology. So in the airport, all I can see is a bunch of friendly cells that are waiting to be joined with another friendly cell, and you can imagine the kind of explosion of what happens when they see each other, and this is literally how I live my life. This is another scene, and it's a marketplace. And what strikes me is that what happens at a marketplace is that people talk, they chat, they sell stuff, they learn, they swap, they negotiate, they disagree, they might even fight, and that these are fundamentally human qualities. This is actually what goes on. This is how we live. And then I got really excited, and I realized that actually it goes further back than that. And I don't know how much any of you know about the Silk Road, which is a network of trade routes that goes literally from China all the way across to the Mediterranean. I'm just learning about it. This is a picture from 1380, but actually the Silk Road, it is said, has lasted for more than 2,000 years, which means that global trade isn't exactly a new idea. I'm stretching it a little bit, thinking about it in the animal kingdom, and I'm thinking when wildebeest migrate hundreds and thousands of miles sometimes, and then they encounter a river, the crocodile's basically going, this is just a great business opportunity. So I might have been sort of taking it too far, but back into the human context, talking about what business actually is. Business, of course, has become the drive to maximize shareholder value. That's what business is about. And I think that this picture says quite a lot. It's a powerful image. I don't really want to say too much because I think that the picture really sort of puts its finger on something really profound. These two characters, who I love dearly, this is where I tell you a very quick story about the kind of work that I do and how it touches on this realm of business with purpose. So this is Kath and Lil, and they live in Manchester, and behind them is the Fallowfield Library, which is a sort of one of those classic buildings. It's been around since the 1930s. And on the news that there was going to be a cutback on funding for libraries in Manchester, I was invited in by a local housing association to basically say, is there something else we can do? Because either it's going to close or it's going to be a massively reduced service. And actually what we ended up doing was, if you like, a third option. So this slide is a screen dump. Literally, it's a print screen from the website for the place at Platt Lane. So this is a brand new charitable incorporated organisation. Kath and Lil are proudly members of the Board of Trustees. They work with other local residents and other representatives of organisations, and it's a thriving social enterprise. And it's just one of those things of, look at how you can inject life into something that actually might have been struggling otherwise. The ideas of collaboration and doing things differently and sort of just thinking about what are we trying to do. This is actually a cartoon from a poster which I know is decades old because of where I found it. So these are not new ideas. To collaborate and to think outside the box and to maybe think about things like collaboration. The trouble is they're really hard to do because they involve letting go of one's personal objectives or one's own personal business interests. So this, for me, this is another classic, like I've kind of shoehorned this in because I just love the picture. But harnessing the power of business, for me, is what it's all about. It's a huge topic, and this is where I'd like to introduce to you the community of B corporations. And B corporations are a type of business where shareholders rank equally alongside employees and the environment and the local community. So, and that is actually reflected in the way, the DNA of the organisation itself. So this is a completely new way of doing business. And at the same time, it's a very ancient way of doing business because these are businesses. So apologies for the slide, but actually the whole purpose of B Corp is to say, as a business, we don't just want to be the best in the world at something, we actually want to be the best for the world. And that subtle change is really, really powerful. And the point that I'm making here is a lot of information, but the spirit of the message is to say, these are businesses. So this isn't about saying, okay, we're a business and charity over here. These are businesses that are making the world a better place. And I think that is definitely something that's worth celebrating. Yeah, I mean, probably gone a little bit too far with the animal kingdom stuff. But really, I was asking myself, what are we trying to do here? For me, this is about businesses recognizing that they can do so much beyond just making money. As to why the little dog wants to do the washing up, I have no idea. Must be a dog thing. And again, just to sort of pick up on that point of great minds don't think alike, absolutely nothing is written in stone. Okay, whether this is an actual stone or whether this is somebody who's been quite clever with Photoshop, I don't know. But I can categorically say that the next one absolutely is written in stone because my dad, who lives in Belgium, in a very unlikely town, actually, where we go for a walk together along the river, he just pointed and he said, there are some great quotes that are carved into the stone. So this is my photo, so this is real, this isn't Photoshopped. If you don't speak French, come and find me afterwards. I can tell you what it says. Or if in fact you can't read it, come and talk to me anyway. Which just leaves me to say, whether or not this is a duck that's surfing, I'm not sure. I think it's more likely that, a bit like the rest of us, it's just trying to find its feet. So on that note, I'd just like to say thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.